obvious throwaway guys. Wife 26F and I 27M have been married for about 4 years now. Dated for 4. We started dating from the freshman year of college, both each other's first boyfriend and girlfriend. We were inseparable and thought things were great. When it came to sex, my girlfriend always kept track of her cycle, so we knew when we could and couldn't have sex. I asked her to take birth control, but she said that the hormones caused her problems. We ended up getting married soon after we graduated from college. We both got jobs in the same city, and living together was fun. We would always have talks about our future, about having kids. The goal was to wait till we were both financially stable. I thought we were ready earlier, but wife kept pushing it off, saying, "Oh, we wouldn't want to raise a baby that couldn't get a good education or live in a bad area." It got to the point where we were fighting all the time. I was tired of putting things off, and I told her that if she doesn't want to have a family, that's fine, but I do. She ends up confessing that this whole time she has been sterile and found out when she was 14. I didn't know how to respond. I feel like I wasted so much of my life. I want to have my own kids, and no, I don't want to adopt. I am so pissed that she didn't tell me for all these years. I have been led on this whole time. For the past 3 years, I have been getting phone calls from everyone in my family. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't see myself being married without kids. But I can't see myself being in a relationship with anyone but her. They don't all know the scope of the situation. My wife desperately wants to get back together with me. A part of me wants to because I have never felt so fucking lonely in my life. All the conversations about having a son, what sports and shit he would play are all a lie. If any of you guys have been in this situation with your SO, please tell me what you suggest I do. If there is a way to artificially have kids, should I even take her back after her lying? I don't know the details of her fertility. I don't know if I should even go to talk to her, because she might take it as a sign of me wanting to get back together. I don't know right now if I want to get back together. Right now, I am not in a state of making a rational decision. Her reasoning was because she loved me so much and didn't want to lose me. If she told me earlier, I probably would have looked for a way to work things out since I was crazy about her. I don't know now. I want to try to get back together with her, but I would like some advice. 1. This is only if we can still have a child together with the assistance of surrogate mom or whatever it takes. Genetically, I want our kids to be ours. If she is completely barren, then I am done. 2. I am worried that if I take her back, that she will think she can step all over me because I show that I am willing to tolerate this type of lying. 3. I should do something to punish her, make her feel bad or something. I am worried that if I just run back, I am putting myself in a position to be fucked over again in the future. 4. I am still debating the whole thing. I don't want to say anything right now because I don't want to lead her on or her family members. 5. Right now I can't even look at her because I just keep thinking of how stupid she made me feel for believing all of those lies. Current situation. Wife has moved out to stay with her cousin. I am in the apartment by myself. I have been by myself for the past 3 days. I can't say I have gotten better emotionally through that time. Posting onto Reddit really has given me some support. My friends have all been mutual friends with my wife, so I can't risk saying anything to them. I don't want to give the impression to my wife and family that I am leading them on. I honestly have no idea what I want to do. From reading the responses, many of you guys said that medical technology has advanced a good bit. So I am thinking of asking my wife to meet me to go to a fertility clinic and seeing if there is any hope for us having a kid or not. I really don't know how to even approach this with her. I don't even know if I should. The last thing I would want is for us to be given some false hope that she might be able to have kids. We spend months together only to find out it doesn't work. I can't imagine going through with this breakup a second time. I really would like some advice on what to do in my situation. Calling my wife. I am going to call my wife and arrange a meeting between me and her. When we meet up, I will tell her that I would like to see a doctor and see the extent of her fertility. I will request that we still live separately. I'll post an update maybe in a week and tell you guys what happens. I really got a lot of good from some of you guys. I don't know if I would have been calling her if it weren't for the advice you guys gave me. I won't be doing anything to punish her. I am sorry for those of you guys that are struggling with infertility yourselves. I hope you guys can find a partner that has similar life goals or is willing to give them. No longer responding to any comments that ask me to adopt or call me an a-hole. Before I say anything else, I really want to thank all of you for your kind and sometimes harsh but definitely needed replies to my original post. A few of you recommended I read some books, which I did, and one of you even bought me a copy of a book about being less of a doormat. Thank you all for your help and your understanding answers. Now, on the current situation we go. We're not going to Jake, his New Year's Eve party. She understands that I really don't want to see him and that going to his party is totally uncool and will mess up our relationship. She insists that I am her first priority and she doesn't want to lose me. As some of you suggested, I kept asking questions about what really had happened because the entire situation was very vaguely described to me. At first, she told me she and Jake had only kissed once, but later she admitted to making out with him. A day after that, when we were discussing the situation again, she got very mad when I mentioned the two of them making out. Apparently, that was not what had happened after all, but they did kiss multiple times on different occasions, which I honestly find worse than a single makeout session. A few hours later, she told me they were hugging too, but the next morning, that didn't happen at all either. When I confronted her about her bullshit, she said that she was very drunk and that she didn't remember clearly what had happened that night. What I did find out for sure was that apparently some things happened on the other nights. I'm not sure what to think and I'm not sure what to believe. Now that you have my description of our progress, I have to say that I feel like I'm really standing on an imaginary crossroad. She clearly regrets the entire situation and is very upset about not knowing for sure what had happened and about the possibility of losing me over all of this. I think we might be able to work things out too. I've been thinking about this a lot and I'm really unsure about everything. I don't want to throw away a multiple-year relationship in our house, but I don't want to suck it up and be a doormat again either. There is one thing that is clear to me that needs to happen for me. If I decide I want to work on fixing our relationship, she has to go no contact with Jake. Literally every single one of you who posted in my original thread told me this has to happen for things to work out, and I agree. My friends feel the same way. Here's the problem. She doesn't. She's sure that she can be just friends with him and that he feels the same way. She doesn't feel like it is fair that she has to get rid of a good friendship now, that it is just that, a friendship. Well, I have few people and my friends to talk about this. She doesn't have anyone to talk to about this but me and him. Judging from my last thread, the general opinion is that she cannot see him anymore, and I totally agree. I think we can safely say that Jake, doesn't agree with this at all, so she's figuratively tied between two running horses. Over the last few days, she started to see my point of view, so I thought we were going to be able to save our relationship after all. However, apparently she talked to her parents about this entire situation last night. They agree with her. I don't understand this at all. They've always lied to me and I cannot understand their reasoning when they say it is unreasonable of me to ask her to stop seeing Jake as a friend. It isn't unreasonable, is it? I feel like she threw away the possibility of them being friends and me being okay with that when she decided to kiss him multiple times. I'm having a very hard time coping with this today, and I don't know what to do. I feel like her parents made her stand her ground even more, while I'm standing my ground on the opposite side of the spectrum. We're both not ready to just abandon our relationship either, and I'm not even sure how I can handle breaking up with her if it comes to that. I'm not even sure how to break up with someone. Help? Relevant comments. She's friends. Meaning she sees him on her and his birthday with one of her exes, and I'm totally fine with that. He was before me and there is no hard feelings between the two of us. I even like hanging out with him. She thinks the relationship with Jake, is no different from being friends with her ex, even though she'll want to spend more time with this guy, and she made out with him while she was in a relationship with me. I need her to say this, because if it isn't, we are done. Like you said, this is totally different. It is the kissing multiple times thing that gets to me the most. She wouldn't answer when I ask her if all these kisses happened on that one night or if they involved being drunk. So I guess we can extrapolate her answer from that. First of all, I want to thank all of you guys for letting me share my story. Seriously, just typing this all made up me feel much better. And your responses all were nice to me. So not much really happened. I just wanted to share what happened. I talked to my wife about our future. I told my wife that I'm still planning on getting a divorce after our daughter leaves. She starts trying to guilt trip me, telling me that I need to forgive her and work towards building our relationship. She tells me that for the past 4 years she has been trying and I haven't been receptive. I told her that she was also the one that destroyed it in the first place, so she isn't really doing anything noble. I told her that I forgive her, but that doesn't make me love her again. I told her that the only reason I have any care for her is because she is the mother of my children. I told her that I'll make sure she is taken care of. Wife kept refusing, telling me that we can make our marriage work. We can go to counseling again. I told her that my decision is final. We talked about talking to our kids about the infidelity. We won't go into details on who the other man was, but that they are old enough to understand why we are splitting up. Our son is coming back for Thanksgiving break, and hopefully that we can discuss it together as a family. We also talked about future arrangements. We talked about selling the house. Wife didn't want to do that, but I told her that there is no point in having a big house if she's going to be the only one living it. She stated that this was our family's house and she doesn't want to give that up. We talked about physical therapy and what independence she might have in the future. I asked her if the guy she cheated on me with would be interested in taking care of her. She got really mad at me, yelled, and then we went to bed. I don't know, just after reading the post and writing this, I am in a good mood. There are some other things I didn't mention in the previous thread. First of all, I do have somewhat of a plan after I divorced my wife. There is this woman I met through my work. She works at a satellite office in the UK. I plan on meeting with her soon after the divorce. I met her about 8 months ago or so. We don't share sexual conversations. We just talk online mainly, and I confide to her about my marriage. I don't know if we are going to form a relationship. She is much younger than me, doesn't have nearly any of the baggage I have, but she has been receptive when it comes to talking to me. So that's something I have to look forward to. Thanks again, guys. I will probably post another update after Thanksgiving.